Hello, and welcome to the 7th episode of XCOM, Enemy Unknown. Our regular viewers may remember that just 2 episodes ago, we traveled to Japan to defuse a plasma bomb the aliens had planted. Now, whether by coincidence or if they're specifically targeting this country, the squad is on its way back to stop a round of abductions. With every soldier in the project healthy, we've got the strongest possible crew, although recent casualties have taken a toll on the depth. The team hasn't managed to fill the assault role since the death of Robinson, and Cook's loss has also not been fully replaced. But that is the nature of war. The ones who survive carry on and do their best because, well, there's no one else who can. Soldiers have begun moving out from their original landing spot and have begun to search the parking lot. We can probably expect to find the aliens either inside the restaurant or deeper in the lot, perhaps a mixture of the two.
Roger that.
Overwatch,
Eyes peeled.
scanning.
As we've seen consistently throughout the missions, they're moving up slowly and methodically, and for the first time they hear the aliens moving up ahead. And moments later, with just a few steps forward from Henry, we get visual confirmation. Unfortunately, Henry doesn't have a real shot. Hangana will take a step forward in hopes of seeing them, but can't. And with that, Romero goes on Overwatch. Hangana does the same. As the only member of the group who's actually exposed to fire right now, Henry does the smart thing and hunkers down.
I'm all right.
And that is an excellent example of why he did hunker down. Henry moves up to full cover, but in the process discovers 2 more sectoids. So this is starting to get a little out of hand. Additionally, it appears that more sectoids have appeared somehow. I saw 5 just a moment ago, and another one appeared to be mind merged with one that was out of our line of sight for a total of 6. Now, we had seen 2 before, and 2 that were revealed just now. Where that other pair came from, I'm not quite sure. And this is one of the disadvantages of hunkering down for the XCOMers. The aliens can move around at will, and they can't track that movement. Henry checks all 3 of his potential targets, but his best shot is still not even a coin flip's chance, and that's just not good enough. He does, however, have the option of firing a rocket if he chooses. Romero moves over to see if she can get a line of sight, but does not have one. And Lefebvre tries to get into a better position, only to take reaction fire, but it's a clean miss. But while she got there safely, if she was hoping to get a flanking shot, she didn't get it, and in fact really has no shot at all. Henry, meanwhile, decides to go ahead and take that rocket shot, and it looks like he can get 3 sectoids for the price of 1 rocket. That's taking into account both the rocket blast and the car explosions. And somehow it appears the 1 sectoid is completely unharmed, even though he was standing next to a car that fully exploded. Nonetheless, that's at least 2 fewer aliens to deal with. Hangana moves forward and he takes a stiff plasma blast on reaction fire. That is one thing they're a little sloppy on today, is walking right into these reaction shots. That's twice now.
Enemies in sight.
And LaFave gets to take a reaction shot of her own, but cannot cash it in. And this sectoid is targeting Hangana, and oh, he kills him. Even though he was hunkered down behind that car, it just wasn't enough to protect him. It looks like LaFave understands we need to pair the enemy's numbers here.
Batter up.
Yes, and that's 2 down. And this must be frustrating for Romero. She still does not have a line of sight on a single target. But she has one now. And this is why the commander kept her in this position. It actually does provide a good firing lane.
Adjusting aim.
Just missed that one. And now we'll get to see whether Romero's attempt to adjust her aim did any good. Well, was there ever any doubt? By my unofficial count, that leaves 1 sectoid unaccounted for, and they are going to need to track him down and eliminate him. Obviously, they don't know the exact location of this alien, but they have a general idea of what direction he's in. They just need to move forward very carefully, because even one of these guys can kill a soldier in the blink of an eye, as we have seen too many times. And it looks like he came to find them. But Henry puts him down before he can cause any trouble whatsoever. And this would have to be considered a mostly successful mission. The only really disturbing thing is the continuation of a recent trend where a experienced soldier is lost on each mission. As we knew would happen, France and Canada have reached a peak of panic, although the commander will have the opportunity to launch satellites before the end of the month and keep them in the XCOM project should he choose. None of the soldiers earned a promotion from this mission, and not a whole lot of weapon fragments recovered due to the use of explosives.
We will be in touch, Commander.
A moment the commander has been waiting for some time has finally arrived, as he can now make laser pistols and, more importantly, laser rifles for his soldiers. While he is somewhat tempted to pursue other avenues of research which would certainly have value, he ultimately goes for precision lasers so that he can equip Romero with a much more powerful sniper rifle. The commander does the pragmatic thing and hires a new soldier to fill the spot on the roster formerly occupied by Hungana. Additionally, the new power generator is up and running, which will allow the commander to continue building out the base's facilities. And no sooner is that done than the access lift to the second level is also completed, so he begins excavating that area as well. Using the money while he's got it, he also orders up an officer training school, and shortly thereafter, the precision laser research project is completed, so that upgraded sniper rifle is now available. Once again, he toys with a few different options, but what he really wants is for the entire squad to have laser weapons, so he puts the research team on heavy lasers. And when a special request comes in from Brazil, he eagerly sends them 2 scopes in exchange for 3 engineers. Shortly thereafter, both the satellites and his officer training school are complete. If you're wondering what good it is to finish a research project to make laser sniper rifles and then not make one, well, the commander agrees with you because he wastes no time in buying both the sniper weapon and the regular laser rifle. As we've said before, he desperately wants to equip his crew with all of these things. And as you can see, he's also buying a scope and a medikit. I think it's safe to say the days of everybody just showing up with frag grenades to these missions is behind us. To generate some much needed cash, the commander sells some of the sectoid remains, and he puts that officer training school to work by increasing the squad size for future missions to a maximum of 5. And since more soldiers means more rifles needed, he buys another laser rifle. No sooner is that done than another round of alien abductions hits. It's always difficult for the commander to decide who to help and who to let fend for themselves, but he particularly wrestled with this decision because so many countries will be at a crisis point in their panic levels, almost no matter what he does. And that's particularly true because he fully intends to press forward with putting satellite coverage on the rest of North America before the next council meeting. One of the things that he has to remember and prioritize is that it's very unlikely he will get through this entire war without losing countries, and there will come times like this where he has to choose to let some go in order to win the bigger war. And so that is what he has decided to do. He is going to go to Australia with the full knowledge that that means a good chunk of Europe is going to go into panic and they will no longer be with the project. Nonetheless, he really needs the credits that Australia is offering, and that is where he has chosen to go. And this will be the squad for the mission. As you can see, 3 of them have been equipped with laser weapons. Unfortunately for the heavies, those are not yet available. Also, Lefebvre will now be sporting a med kit, and Romero will have the benefit of a scope. And they load aboard the Sky Ranger, complete with their latest tools. That's all for this time. Thank you for watching, and please be with us next time when we travel to Sydney, Australia for Operation Broken Mist.